Good evening, YouTube. I see a lot of people talking about how to start prepping. Well, what are you prepping for? Are you prepping for the end of the world? Eh. Let's forget about Doomsday and Armageddon and End of the World as we know it and Mad Max and Without the Rule of Law and all that stuff. The very first thing people should concentrate on is basic human needs first and foremost. The rest can come when you've learned more and not only have, but have practiced with the initial items. Begin to study, learn all you can for right now. As you go along, you'll learn more and you'll acquire more things, but preps without knowledge aren't nearly as effective as they are when you know how and when to use them. Now, that being said, the things you're going to need absolutely are water. There's no question about that. And food. You could go, several days without food, but you'll be pretty much useless by the end of that and hungry. Well, that concludes my video on how to begin prepping. I'm just kidding. But you could sum it up with that, actually. Okay, so the first thing I would do now is, I guess I would download manuals off the internet. First aid, food storage, survival skills, and read and study and study. Knowledge will always be the lightest thing you can carry on your back when you have to go or do something. The fact that you're even interested in prepping right now puts you far ahead of others. Learn all you can and buy a little extra when you can. That's what prepping is really about. Learn and use actual skill sets that can save your life. I mean, reading in a magazine or a pamphlet or online like, oh, this is how you start a fire and this and that, that's all fine and dandy. But it's good that you read about how to catch a spark, but it's not all that helpful when you're soaking wet and you're freezing your butt off. Another thing is prep within your means. It's easy to get carried away with, oh, I have to buy this and that gear and the other thing. Why don't you focus on food, water, and shelter? Protection's good, but the less you open your mouth, the less you'll need it. Don't go around and trying to convert everybody. Hey, I figured this out, so let's all get together and prep and form a mutual group. You're gonna get predators that way, and it won't work out. When you're ready, the right people will just appear. Work in stages. Get ready for a day without power or food or whatever. Then a week. Then a month, and then the rule of threes. Start with your everyday carry. For me, it's a pocket knife and a few other things. Then get a bug out bag. But if you set up a bug out bag, where do you plan to go? What will you be running from? My bug out bags are primarily based around radiation. I'll never be better at anything than I am here. Or better prepared. Radiation, I gotta go. Radiation is something I'm not really prepared to deal with. If I survive the initial attack, whatever that may be it ice storm, terrorist attack, a tree falling on me, or getting shot in the face, if I survive that, I'm gonna be okay. So I'm more prepped with, let's have some water, let's have some food, let's have some shelter, let's have food for our pets, and then just build from there. It's easy to get carried away and easy to get overwhelmed. It's just when you go to the grocery store, just buy a little extra of what you eat. You'll be surprised how quickly that adds up. And then, since you're starting out right now, set up a system of rotation. Put your cans in order and stack it from the back so the oldest stuff comes first. And by rotating your food, it won't go to waste. Buy what you eat. Don't go down and buy, 500 pounds of ramen. Because you don't eat ramen every day. I eat a lot of rice, so I buy rice. Rice is good. It extends a lot of things. Look on the other websites on the net and YouTube and see what other people are stocking up on. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Just start small and buy like a few extra cans of soup and a bag of rice, you know, on each grocery trip. And you'll find that you're way ahead of many people by just doing that. I usually take soda bottles, and when I'm done with them, I refill them with water. And that's my water storage. And I put a lot in my chest freezer, so if the power comes out, I have basically a big box of ice in there. So prepping is really easy to get started with. You don't need a lot of stuff, and you know, just start slowly and grow from there. Now, I wasn't really going to talk about weapons, but let's talk about it. You're not going to be able to say, "Oh, I've never hunted or anything. I'm going to go out and find a deer and feed my family." No, you're not. It's not going to happen that way. If I had from now to Armageddon, I couldn't explain all the reasons why that won't work. But you can go out and get an air rifle. Everybody can have an air rifle, and with this, you can get birds and squirrels. Trapping is probably your best way to go, but the people might loot your traps. So, get your skills, read everything you can, watch all the videos on YouTube. Most of them are crap, okay? A lot of videos are crap, not most, but a lot of. But when you see somebody doing something, this is how you use a bow drill. This is how you start a fire. Watch it, learn it, and go try it. It's one thing to know it in your head, it's another thing to be able to do it. Someone builds a water filter, watch them, and then replicate it. Don't say, "Well, I could if I had to." Do it. You know, and most of all, keep your mouth shut. Don't let your neighbors and stuff know what you're doing. To know, to will, to dare, and to keep silent is the motto I live by. Don't let people know. You know, do what you can, learn what you can, but just keep quiet. And that's how you start prepping. You just buy a little bit and you keep adding to it. So, there you go. That's North Carolina Prepper's opinion on beginning prepping. And please rate and subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.